Welcome, you guys. It is your girl, Brown Skin Exoticals, and I am back with another video for you guys. As you may or may not know, I am now an official YouTube partner. I'm gonna start getting paid for this channel, you guys. It is crazy to think that I started this channel 2 years ago. I love all the support you guys have been giving me, all the views, the subscribers, the emails. You guys have literally inspired me to keep going on with what I thought wouldn't have worked, and look at where we are now. Now, one person suggested for today's video, writing, "Hey Brown Skin Exoticals, I love your videos as always because you keep dropping gems in your videos. I have another video idea for you to cover inspired by your recent videos. What type of non-black men, unambiguous dark skin women get versus us mixed and light skin women. Now, I've noticed the big difference between unambiguous dark-skinned black women. They get the low-quality, dusty, non-black men who, in a lot of times, try to pretend they're black men, while us mixed and light-skinned women get the high-quality, well-to-do, non-black men. I have two case studies of two unambiguous dark-skinned black women who are YouTubers, one with a failed marriage to a non-black man and the other who dates bottom-shelf brads dipped in chocolate. Now, I'm going to talk about both of these two YouTubers. The first YouTuber is Gin and Juice, who some of y'all may have heard about, and she dated this broke man from Korea. They dated and then created the channel Gin and Juice together. They had two boys, they got married, then they had the two kids. He cheated on her with a white woman from the club. Ouch. This whole situation was covered on the YouTube channel if you guys want to look it up. By this time, it was revealed that she was already paying all the bills during and after her pregnancy with her first son, Pause. The way they love to brag, oh, we can get good men, we can get provider men, we can get wealthy men. Well, where's the evidence, boo? Why are you paying bills during and after a pregnancy? If the man loves you and is a provider and it's in his means, you would not work as a pregnant woman unless you wanted to work. But she doesn't have that option, and a lot of black women don't, and they need to stop lying about it. I digress. Her man had issues that never were resolved from his own childhood, and he took it out on the two children. So not a good husband, not a good father. 2 for 2. Let's see what's next. They divorced, and now he's a deadbeat dad who left their kids to return to his home country. Forgot to add, he and her were in a rap duo. He was a wannabe rapper musician that tried to make it mainstream. That never worked, and that explains why he was with a dark-skinned, unambiguous black woman who was overweight and had no self-esteem. Continuing, there was another situation where he wanted to spice things up in the bedroom, quote-unquote, if you know what I mean. She ended up buying him toys, and she came back into the room to see he had stuck chopsticks in his anus. Now, I cannot, after I found out about this, the only people I feel bad for in this situation is the two Blasian boys, and I agree with her sentiment. And what is it with unambiguous black women and getting these men who are just questioning their sexuality? I don't know, you tell me. And to quickly debrief the last part of that portion, the second black woman, well-to-do, but keeps dating white men who feel like they're black. Now, she goes on to say, I had noticed that these two women are like a lot of other unambiguous dark-skinned black women who date who have very low self-esteem, and self-worth for themselves. And they also have issues within themselves that they don't want to deal with. So instead, they get obsessed with men and date out, thinking that black men is the source of their problems. But the biggest problem for black women is black women. Let me say that again. The biggest problem for black women is black women, not society, not the white man, not even black men. It is their own fault. They are where they are. And I stand all 10 toes on that. If people don't believe me, I saw a video of a black woman who attracts non-black men who only see her as a sexual object. She states that she wishes she wasn't black. Oh, but I thought they loved themselves so much. I'm rolling my eyes at the other end of the screen, you guys. I wish y'all could see my facial expressions while reading this foolishness. I wanted to include her video in this email, but she had that deleted. I wonder why. However, I noticed a pattern that these women attract abusive non-black men, but swear they get better than the average black men. Now, on to what really matters. Us mixed and light-skinned women. When we date out, we get the providers. We get the good-looking men. For example, beautiful biracial YouTuber Joyelle dated out of her racial mixture and dated an Asian man who is very great towards her, and they have a happy marriage together. Another YouTuber, Ika Wong, a mixed and light-skinned woman, who's also in a happy marriage. In conclusion, I always laugh, and you guys should too, when unambiguous dark-skinned black women say, we get better non-black men than mixed and light-skinned women. But in reality, they always get the bottom tier men of every race, no matter what. These low tier men sense the desperation off of these women and appeal to them just to end up being a single mom to biracial kids instead of black ones the way they would have with black men. They will end up hating on, like Tony, the character from Girlfriends. I was the one who sent the interview stating mixed and light-skinned women are better mothers to mixed and light-skinned children, and I second that notion. She found some screenshots that I'm going to share with you guys later, and these are the links from the YouTubers. Again, I don't know what it is with black women getting men who are physically abusive, verbally abusive, cheat, leave, and in certain cases, a lot of cases, even when they date and marry within their own race, the black men, non-black men, whoever, they always have this thing, there's some issue with their sexuality. The men they get aren't men. They don't like just women. Like even in Gin and Juice, him playing with his own anus, that's not straight man behavior. That's not normal behavior. So I don't care what anyone says. You attract what you are in regarding to relationships. And here's an image of the two of them sitting here together. And the thing I think is crazy is these women are competing with us. So it would make sense to me if unambiguous dark-skinned black women, in this case, if the dark-skinned black girl is like, oh, I'm going to compete against other Asian women, I can take the best of Asian men and still outdo you because I'm more feminine than you. But no, they're not competing with the races and phenotypes of the men they're getting. They're still competing with mixed and light-skinned women, although they're gonna birth mixed and light-skinned women and sometimes men. Does that make sense, you guys? And the fact that he left again, meaning she took him back a second time and he still left. Now, I don't know what it is with unambiguous dark-skinned black women. They'll still be mothers. They'll be wives and mothers. They'll see the behavior of men and they'll still always allow them back in. That goes for cheaters, that goes for manipulators, liars, men who are physically abusive, even predators in some cases, which is alarming to me. And these women have the audacity to say that, oh, we're better mothers to biracial children. They're actually insane. And the thing that is so disgusting to me is that they'll tell us as mixed and light-skinned women, oh, you're a fetish. Oh, they only like you because you're curly hair. They only like you because you're light skin. You think you cute because you light skin. And this is what their relationships be looking like. These are the type of women who they'll birth sons and then expect their sons to be the man in their life because they couldn't pick a good one. So they're going to pour all their, you better love black women, you better love dark skin, you better love dark skin, you better love black women ideology into their sons and expect and demand their sons to protect them. And it is this emotionally incestuous relationship that happens between a lot of black women and their sons that is demonic, disgusting, and I don't want any mixed and light-skinned women getting involved in this nonsense. So I don't care what anyone says, and y'all might say, oh, I'm victim blaming, you're just being racist against black women. These are the same women who love and rejoice when they see you get cheated on and mistreated by black men, or any man for that matter. And talking about this beautiful biracial woman, Joyelle, who she's a YouTuber on this platform as well, she's getting married. Well, she says she's married, and that's her making a video about how she styled herself for her wedding. You guys, another reason why unambiguous black women love to see us suffer in marriages is because it doesn't happen as often. Not only in the media, but in real life. We are the ones who honestly get the best because, again, when you're And this is the only way I can think to describe it. But when you're vibrating from a frequency of love and light and just all these good vibes, and you have standards and you don't allow garbage in your life, you get the best. What does Joy L, this beautiful biracial woman, have, and what does she do that the girl from Gin and Juice couldn't do? You hear what I'm saying, you guys? We have our own issues. We have our own struggles as biracial, mixed and light-skinned women, regardless of our phenotype. But we still always end up out top in a competition we didn't start, and we're still winning. You should be proud of yourself as an exotical and a mixed race and a biracial woman. I'm just saying. And this is another mixed and light-skinned woman who, again, is engaged to a healthy provider man who loves her. And I'm happy to see it because majority of exoticals are doing what's best for them. We're not worried about the Black community. We're not caping for the Black community as much. We're prioritizing our own happiness. We get men who are secure in their manhood, first and foremost. We also get the men who are amazing fathers and husbands. Now, reading some of these comments that our beautiful exotical sister left in the email, some of these women will say that Black women raise, quote, better biracial children because the mom is Black. Everyone is an individual, and they love to generalize biracial people, but not themselves. It's funny because they can pinpoint all the issues with anti-Blackness and quote-unquote self-hate with biracial children who have Black fathers, but we don't want to get into the specifics on biracial women who have biracial mothers. How the moms will compete with the girls, how the moms will verbally abuse the girls, hit the girls, verbally degrade the children. No, we don't want to talk about that? Okay. The next comment says, it's obvious she's only in it for the mixed kids. And if her daughters grow up to be attractive, most exoticals do, and even if she isn't, if she's more attractive than a mom, I'll add, she's going to have deep resentment for her own daughters. And I feel so hurt for so many biracial and exotical women who write me about the horrors they had to endure from their Black moms, aunts, cousins, family members. Like, it doesn't matter with these women. You have to understand that instead of dealing with their trauma, instead of dealing with their problems, Black women are going to do two things: either get a degree or get married, start dating, start having sex. Like, it's always Band-Aid solutions. There's no inner work that's being done. There's no healing. There's no accountability because, again, they're always a victim. It doesn't make any sense. And this person left the comment saying, divestors eat good. And a person responded, that's a typical Mexican restaurant. Nice try, love. And someone says, and a cheap one at that. But we all know it doesn't take much to impress a divestor girl who wants to be something she's not. And again, a lot of Black women have never been liked, respected, let alone loved by a man, by their family member. They don't even have this stuff for themselves. So if a man spends any amount of money, if a man looks at them and smiles, they're going to think, oh, he's obsessed with me. He's in love with me. I'm telling you guys, you want to see Black women desperation in real form? Go look on TikTok under any sound with Olivia Pope and the white guy, and the amount of Black women fanning over him because, oh, white men secretly want us. All these men secretly want us. They wish they could have a Black woman. Once you go Black, you never go Black. Oh my goodness. And even them playing that audio. Oh, when white man get with a sister, he gets the baddest sister in town. All this nonsense just for them to pick white men who act like the Black men they created, but still say, oh, all the problems in the Black community came from you guys. We're not protected by Black men. And I've noticed and seen, and it's disgusting, the amount of times Black women will try to have their biracial or even Black sons fill in the void as father, protector, all those things because they couldn't pick a man to do so. And that explains a lot of the resentment a lot of Black men have for their Black mothers. So when they ask questions like, you came out of a Black woman, you came out of a Black mama, how you hate Black women? That's why. And it's its own relationship with Black women and their own Black girls, which I've talked about on this channel as well. Now, us as mixed and exotical women, we prioritize ourselves, our healing. So we get all of our mess, so to speak, worked out before we get into relationships, and it shows in the quality of men we attract.